Patriots are once again getting disrespected, and this time it kind of actually irritated me. Talking about the offseason and how the Pats did, and ESPN just had a grade where, let's be honest here, I'll just say it out loud, it was clickbait. Welcome to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and before we get started, we're talking about the offseason. I want to ask you guys just what is your favorite move that the Patriots did this offseason? And we're also 370 subs away from a big milestone. 27,000 subs. So go ahead, hit that big red sub button right now. So this is what they're talking about. Disrespect. What is new with this team? It seems like every other week, like last week they were talking about Drake May, and this week they're talking about the season as a whole. ESPN, they gave their offseason grades for every single team in the NFL, and they got a C+. A C+. Like, what are we doing here, ESPN? Like, are you joking? If you go and talk, like, even on ESPN, if you go over to Mina Kimes, she said, oh, they had one of the best off seasons in the NFL, if not the best. So then some guy who writes for them said, a C+? Come on. It's just outrageous. I can't believe it, and I would give them at least an A. So if you think the Patriots had a good offseason, and we'll break this all down in the video about why this is just a bunch of BS. If you think the Pats had a good offseason, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon. Like the video because you liked what the Pats did throughout March all the way to today. I'm not going to talk about the draft because we know all about the draft. We know Will Campbell, Kyle Williams, Travion Henderson, Joshua Farmer. Like, there are so many. Braden Swinson. The list goes on and on. You got a kicker, too, who went 19 for 20 in the OTAs. But these are the offseason additions, like for free agents. Stephon Diggs, Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, Morgan Moses, Carlton Davis, Garrett Bradbury, and Jack Gibbons. There is no single bad pick on this list right here. Every single one is productive and has a great would provide great service to the Pats. So that's one thing. And then we'll go through the grades. Like, this is what ESPN gave for the A's. The 49ers, Rams. I really don't understand this one. So if anybody in the comments wants to say why the Cardinals had such a great offseason, I don't know a single player they drafted. Broncos, they got better. Yeah, they're going to be competing. So those are your A grades, and I think the Patriots should be a part of this. Then you have your B grades. And if you go through all of them, this is where the majority, like, why are you putting the Jets on here, man? Their biggest acquisition was Justin Fields, who sucks. The Raiders, Ashton Genty. The Colts got Daniel Jones. That's going to be their starting quarterback. So what the hell are we doing? Like the Ravens, I get it. The Giants, yeah, they had a good offseason. Chargers, Bears. Like the Bears and the Patriots, I think, in my opinion, probably had the two best offseasons. They both hired new coaches. They both increased their offensive line. They both got better. Now with the Dolphins, okay, and the Chiefs, B-. And then you go with the rest of the grades. C's. And you see the Patriots right there at C+. Like, you cannot bunch the Patriots with the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Dallas Cowboys, who did absolutely nothing. Like the Commanders. The Commanders actually did something too. They improved their offensive line. Yeah, they got Deebo Samuel, but we don't know how Deebo is going to be. But putting them on the list at C2, like, this is just dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb. And I'll say it here first. We've talked about the offseason. I did a video over a month ago. One of the first videos I did here, being the host of Patriots Today, was that they won the offseason. And I listed a whole total list of things of what they did right, because every single weakness on this team, except for the left guard position, they answered. So what are we doing? And then I decided to go and say, okay, well, I think ESPN is full of it. So let me go look at the other media outlets and what they did, what they thought. CBS, A. Pro Football Focus, A+. Sports Illustrated, A. And then I put me in there because I like to talk about the Patriots. We talk about it daily here. So, A. So my conclusion to this whole entire list is that it's bait. It's getting me to make a whole video about this and talking about it. Because this is just stupid. Because the Patriots are going to be a lot better in 2025. They're not going to be a 4-win team. You think the offense is still going to suck when you have a better offensive line, Drake May, who's getting older. You brought in a brand new offensive coordinator. I mean, not brand new. He's been with the Patriots organization before, but Josh McDaniels. So why is it so bad? Well, let's first talk about the good before what ESPN said was the bad. This was their favorite move. hiring Mike Vrabel. And yeah, I'll agree with that because Mike Vrabel, he has a culture. We've seen him take the Titans from down below and made them he took them to the AFC Championship game, had them being a number 1 seed. You bring that culture from Tennessee back to New England where we didn't have it before, and Mike Vrabel was a part of this organization. Hard-nosed coach, just kind of like Bill Belichick. Here's what Seth Walder had to say just about the hiring. They said the offseason began with the firing of Mayo and subsequent hiring of Vrabel. While Mayo got a quick hook, it was the right call. Yeah, it was the right call. The culture was bad. No one cared about what was going on, and he was just a bad coach in general. There's no time cost fallacy, and there's a strong reason to believe that Vrabel is an upgrade, which he is. He's demonstrated success getting most of his past rosters. And I'll say, Vrabel is bringing back the Patriot way. You see him getting deep into this offense, or deep into this team as a whole. You saw the picture I put up. He's going in there and doing blocking drills with the players. When do you see a head coach getting involved with this? Vrabel's bringing back the Patriot way before. Like, if you do something wrong, he's going to tell you about it. Javon Baker, during OTAs, he caught a pass, a touchdown, was celebrating, and next thing you know, Mike Vrabel's reeling him out because you made a mistake. So Mike Vrabel is the best coach for this New England team, and also he was collaborating with Elliott Wolf through the draft. We saw in Forged in Foxborough how intense that they were together trying to find the best players for each other. That's why you kept Travion Henderson and drafted him when the Chicago Bears tried to trade up. The Houston Texans tried to trade up. They are so in-depth with this team trying to get them better. So I don't really understand how an offseason is that bad. And then Walder goes into kind of contradicting himself. And I showed the free agent acquisitions, but he talked about all the free agent acquisitions. And when I read this part, I laughed because, yeah, he says there's no question the Patriots significantly improved their roster. Spending big in free agency to bring in Milton Williams, Stephon Diggs, Landry, Robert Spillane, Carlton Davis, and Morgan Moses. The Patriots needed this upgrade. There's no sense in waiting when you have a good QB, so we calling Drake May good too, under a rookie contract. You did all those signings, and you got him to a couple deals. Like Stephon Diggs is on a year-to-year contract. There's no guaranteed money. You can get rid of him after a year, and there's no problem. Yeah, Milton Williams is getting overpaid, but he's still a productive player. Robert Spillane, 150 tackles. So is it good or is it bad, Seth? Did the Patriots make a mistake? Are they not going to be a good team this year? What are you trying to say? It doesn't make any sense to me. You say, all their signings are great. Yeah, they improved the roster significantly, but you're still going to give them a C+? Doesn't make any sense to me. And I read that article, and I just kind of laughed. I honestly kind of laughed. I'm like, this is just another clickbait article because nobody wants to respect the Patriots after the dynasty era is over, including that guy Seth Walder, apparently. You guys grade the Patriots offseason with all the draft picks. I didn't even mention Will Campbell, the new left tackle. I didn't even mention him, the best tackle in the NFL or in the NFL draft. So go ahead, grade it for me, A, B, C, D, or F, down in the comments right now. The move that ESPN didn't like, and we'll highlight that. I think all of you guys know what it would probably be, and it's about a contract, but I got a reason why it was a good contract. But before then, I got to tell you guys about this deal. You missed out. You guys missed out on it. The Patriots Nike t-shirt was $9.99 that I showed you guys. If you go to chatsports.com/PatsNike, I saw a couple people of you bought it, but now it is $14.99. You get a Pats t-shirt. It's a nice rep the Patriots Nike tee. I enjoy it. Even though I'm wearing a Kentucky hoodie right now, it's still Nike. And if you guys can see, I still got the Patriots on underneath. So don't think I'm not repping them all the time. Get your shirt today if you want to support the Pats. Chatsports.com/PatsNike. Supplies last. T-shirt was $9.99. Now it's $14.99. So get it before it runs out. It was originally $39.99. Chatsports.com/PatsNike. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video. If you don't want typing it out, I got deals for you guys all the time. And that deal, it's going away quickly. So get your T-shirt today. So the biggest, or I say the worst move that the Patriots made and what they think wasn't good was Milton Williams and signing him to a $100 million contract, the highest paid player in Patriots history, they thought was a bad move. I don't think it's a bad move because if you looked at If you watch the Eagles in the postseason, he was their best player by far. He was the sole reason why they kept moving on in the postseason. Yeah, you could talk about Saquon Barkley. Yeah, you could talk about Jalen Hurts. The receiving core is great. Whatever. Milton Williams was getting through the trenches every single play. And here's what Seth Walder had to say. He said, he earned that contract. After adjusting for cap inflation, it's comparable to fully guaranteed money, which is $51 million, to what Chris Jones received in 2020, Jonathan Allen in 21, and Javon Hargrave in 23. Although he's a nice player, Williams only played 47% of snaps in 2024 while playing next to other stout defensive linemen. Well, Milton Williams didn't play because the Eagles roster is stacked. You had so much talent on here that you couldn't keep him on the field for the whole time. But when he did get on the field, he was one of the best defensive tackles in football. And they want to talk about, stout defensive linemen. You know who's the guy next to him? Christian Barmore, one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. So even now that he's going to be playing a lot more, you can't double because you got a guy right next to him. And I looked at some stats. PFF grade, 91.5 in the playoffs. They played the most playoff games because they made it to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. First in the NFL. Then you had a 12.5 pressure rate in the NFL. That was second to Producer Moose, the Broncos defensive tackle. Franklin Myers? John Franklin Myers. That's who was number one. Milton Williams was number two. And in every single postseason game, Milton Williams had at least 3 pressures. He had more, but he had at least 3 in every single game. And when you look at his stats, one, he's durable. He doesn't miss any time. And this was the main season. 24 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 5 sacks in only 47% of the plays. So when you double that, when you only play 47% of the snaps, double that, because I guarantee you he's probably going to be playing about 85%. You also have Keon White that can play on the inside. You have Harold Landry that can play on the outside. This defensive tackle unit is going to be a threat because you have Christian Barmore. If it was just Milton Williams, I'd be like, all right, you can double him. He's going to have to worry about everything else. But when you have Barmore next to him, who, pray to God, he's healthy and doesn't have the blood clots come back, I don't think they're going to. If you have him, he's going to be a threat. He's going to get to the quarterback, and you have edge rushers on the other side. So this Patriots defense is going to be a threat. And I don't know what Seth Walder was thinking because, you signed him to such a big contract. Well, the Patriots still have $60 million in cap space. 60. And they're going to keep having that cap space because they're not signing anybody more. Maybe to a 1-year deal for a guy like, Zadarius Smith or someone like that. But overall, Patriots offseason was one of the best in the NFL. It's not a C+. It's an A. It is absolutely an A. And I think they're going to be a sneaky good team. And a lot of people are talking about the Patriots being a sneaky good team, but apparently Seth Walder doesn't think so. We have less than 2 weeks away from training camp. Less than 2 weeks until we see the Patriots on the field in pads. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to prove ESPN wrong that this team is going to be a threat. I can't wait to see that. So if you're excited for the season, go ahead, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and if you want to keep the conversation going, I'm tweeting out memes all the time. I'm tweeting out everything about the Patriots. So go ahead, give me a follow on Twitter or on Instagram @TheRealAlper. And as always, let's go Pats.